and welcome to the Beat LA podcast, the only podcast where you get unhinged 49ers, Giants, and Warriors takes, pop culture, movies, and TV talk with a little self-help sprinkled in from two guys born and raised in the Bay Area, now working in Hollywood. My name is Matt Ferrucci, and I am joined, as always, by the man who lives every day like it's an episode of the HBO show Task, unraveling on the inside, calm on the outside. He's the Mark Ruffalo of podcasting, Mr. Paul Rule. Paul, how you doing?
I haven't seen Task.
Right, but
but that's nice. I figured I was unraveling on the outside too.
But calm on the outside,
like the baseball in the Natural.
Nick, you're watching this show.
Oh, I'm loving it.
You're loving this show.
Thanks to your recommendation.
You're welcome. Does Paul?
Everybody's talking about it.
It's unbelievable.
I gotta watch it. I'm almost done with Black Rabbit. It's next.
Okay, Task is next.
Yeah.
But does Paul remind you, if you had to pick one character on the show Task that is Paul, it's got to be Ruffalo, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. The grizzled veteran.
The grizzled veteran.
Wait.
What would you cast as me? So
in my head, I still think I'm 25.
I'd be the Tom Pelfrey.
Yeah. Or Grasso. You could be Grasso.
Grasso.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Okay.
Grasso. Folks.
Are you saying that because I got a beard, Matt?
No. Well, you do look good with the beard. Folks, before we get into it and we dive in, welcome to the Beat LA podcast. You can watch or listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you get your pods, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. You can see all the reels there. That's how we keep the lights on. You can also recommend the Beat LA podcast to a friend. That's how we keep going, and that's how we get bigger and better guests.
That's right, and that's how we have over 2 million views. I like to keep saying that. Now, Matt, the problem is we got to get to 3 million so I can change the narrative. But
yes,
yeah. But speaking of bigger guests, look at you.
What did I do?
We got a big guest today. We got a great guest today.
Hey, you want to just dive into this hooker?
I don't know. You tell me, Matt. We should talk a little Niners, and we'll talk about the guest. That's what that would be known as a tease.
Okay,
Matt.
Right. You don't want to talk about. You didn't go anywhere this past week.
Where were you, Matt? You were in New York City.
I was in New York City, just holding it down for you.
Not a grand, but a big New York premiere of your latest film.
Actually, it was the end of our run.
But it was your New York premiere.
New York premiere at the Soho Film Festival. A lot of fun. New York's great. I ran into the nor'easter storm. It was a lot of fun, man.
Any highlights?
You know what the highlight is? New York's New York. It's fucking great. It's a fucking grind. You got to hate New York to love New York. Everyone knows that about New York. It's fucking awesome. Here's the hot take, Paul. Government shutdown, right? Right. Everyone's like, don't fly the airports, I flew out of LAX, which is the 5th circle of hell, right?
Yes.
Flew into
second worst airport in America.
1,000%. Flew to JFK. LAX, smooth sailing. It's never been easier and more efficient. JFK, great. I flew back out of Newark.
Maybe
Guess
the
what?
worst airport in America.
Newark was a dream. So I think
That's
this
incredible.
government shutdown has made the bad airports good and the good airports bad.
Newark literally, like when I flew back to Princeton reunions in Memorial Day weekend, I had like a 9-hour delay because they closed the runway and the air traffic. And remember, it was deemed unsafe from an air traffic control standpoint. So maybe I guess they're just letting people fucking land wherever they want now. Well, it's like no air traffic.
Well, what
control.
I'm saying, like Burbank Airport, there was some issues down in San Diego. Airport issues, like really wonderful airports. But the bad airports are good now because of the government shutdown. So if you need to fly right now, you need to go through like Chicago, LAX, or Newark. Do it.
All right. I'm going to D.C. next week, man. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, I can't wait. Bring me back steal something from the White House because you're going to meet with.
I've noticed you didn't bring me a gift, Matt.
Listen, what do you get, Nick, the man who's got everything? Paul, let's just dive right in, okay? We got a big show. The NBA season starts next week, okay? And who better?
Yeah. I can't believe fucking NBA season's again. So
I know, it's crazy,
every
right?
time you turn around.
Okay, and who better to talk to about the NBA than the director, producer, and showrunner of the Netflix show Starting Five, Peter Scalettar. He's going to give us the behind-the-scenes look at the big hit last season. Last season, the show followed LeBron, Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Ant. Season 2 premieres tonight, and it follows Tyrese Haliburton, KD, SGA, Jaylen Brown, and James Harden. You do not want to miss this conversation. He's a really great guy. But before we get to Peter, we're going to check in on the Giants manager search and do a little MLB playoffs. But before all that, we have to talk about the MASH unit that is the San Francisco 49ers, Paul. Last week, they lost to the Buccaneers. They got the Falcons coming up Sunday night. Falcons coming off a big win against the Bills. You're putting on your 49er hat, Paul.
I'm putting on my rally cap, Matt.
Where do you want to start?
Next man up.
With this, that's right, next man up. Where do you want to start with this team, with the 49ers right now?
Well, first of all, I'm sort of a sensitive guy, Matt.
You are.
But I was genuinely moved and distraught about what happened to Fred Warner.
Yeah.
And I just kind of put a pall over my wig, not a pun not intended.
Yeah.
And I think they're totally fucked. But I'm so amazed by this guy. Like he stuck around after his ankle was basically snapped in half.
Yeah.
They didn't take him to the hospital. He stuck out in the locker room, and then he talked to the team afterwards. Yeah. Guys just don't do that. Right. I mean, and if anything, look, I think that they're going to play. They're going to play for Fred, and I think that this team. I still think they can make the playoffs. I think that if they can get their offense back together, they can score a lot of points. But they kind of almost beat Tampa Bay, who in the current athletic power rankings are number 1 in the NFL.
Yeah.
So and I was on the road. And if Kyle had kicked that field goal to get him down to 5, and they'd held, maybe.
You know, if they sacked Baker on that big scramble, if Dominic Pooney didn't have the false start, if Mack hit the 4th down, there were a lot of opportunities where the game could have swung a different direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was, and that's a team that was playing with just this gut punch, right? Where you can say, oh, well, they were playing for Fred, they're playing harder. I don't think they were. I think they were all walking zombies for most of the game, and they still kept it close. The team's got a lot of heart.
You know, without Fred Warner, though, I mean, you can really see this defense, though, is taking a massive hit. I mean, guys were just open all over the field. They were running at will on us. And right now, the 49ers have to turn into that elite offense. And we got to start outscoring guys. The highlight of the team so far coming into that game was the defense. Now it's got to switch. Now our offense has to become elite.
Well, look, we're recording this on a Wednesday, Matt.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about the next game, Sunday night against the Falcons. So Wednesday is the day that they come for practice, and you can find out who's still hurt. Well, Purdy practiced today, but limited, and Kyle came out and said that Mac is less limited. So it sounds like Mac Jones is going to get another start.
Yeah, we're going to see. I mean, speaking of the MASH unit of the Niners, and you're a TV guy, and I want to ask you this.
I'm a TV guide?
You're a TV guy.
Yeah. I'm not a TV guy because you watch more shows than I do.
Yeah, but you're a TV guy, and you'll understand where I'm going when I say this. What happens with a TV show that's been on the TV for maybe 4 or 5 years, and they're in year 6, 7, and they're holding on, right?
All right.
And so what do they start doing every episode to get people to come watch the show?
They have a stunt casting.
The stunt casting, or they do
the crossover like they did with Different Strokes and Facts of Life.
You look real cute, Arnold. How did you know it was me? Just a wild guess.
Or, Paul, if you're a show like Sopranos or Sons of Anarchy, what do you start doing?
You start killing people off.
Every week you start killing people off. When I watch the 49ers,
I am a TV guy.
Every week now, I'm like, who's going to die this week? Not literally, obviously, but like that's what it seems like. Every week you watch this show.
Oh, yeah.
And some character is getting bumped off.
It's like a Shakespearean tragedy. They may end up sucking, but boy, they're not boring, right? It's like, and I thought about it. So remember our last guest, Ross and Marshall Thurber, literally said, I don't think we want to cut this. We want to blame him. But remember he said that he mentioned about Warner getting hurt and what it would mean to the team and saying that we could survive it better than losing Bosa.
Right.
And he was saying that. I'm like, that sounds like a jinx to me.
Yeah.
Never fuck with the power of the Beat LA podcast. We are all powerful.
Do you want me to sort of like triple reverse neg it? And
let's do it.
Okay, so look, the last superstar we have left on our defenses in the secondary is all pro Diamador Lenore.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like the captain, the only captain.
So he shuts down the left side. As long as we still have Demo, we'll be okay. I just feel like I killed the guy. Yeah.
You just did.
Yeah.
Are we going to make a trade?
That's the great question. The $64,000 question, Pod. All the beat writers were saying afterwards, is there a trade possibility? But now that we lost, we need a middle linebacker and defensive end.
I'm hearing DeMario Davis from New Orleans because they need a veteran. I think they need a guy to calm. We got so many young guys, right? Somebody's got to calm these guys down.
Right. I mean, what I was saying though was like because we need not one thing but two things now. Right. Maybe the Niners don't make a trade at all.
Just let the young guys play and gear up for next season.
That's because you're gonna have to give up too much to get two positions.
This isn't how the script is supposed to go, though, Matt. The 2 years they went to the Super Bowl, the next year because they played deep into they played all these extra games. They lost. They had the hangover. They had all the injuries. Remember Jimmy G got hurt after, and then anyway they were supposed to be healthy this year because they sucked last year. They shut it down, and now they're fucking hurt again. What the hell's going on?
I don't know, man. I mean, reinforcements coming. Hopefully, Kittle's going to be back this Sunday. You're saying maybe Brock, which, hey, I mean, let's just have let's just not have Adrian Martinez, who I want to say MVP of the UFL, not the WFL. Okay.
Our friend of the pod, Aaron White. I watched the game with him over the weekend, and he's like, "Hey, this Adrian Martinez looks pretty good to me. I think I'd like to see him."
Oh, that's a very scary thought. Offensive line is one-ply toilet tissue right now.
What happened to Pooney? Everyone thought he was going to be great.
He's fine. He's just he's not the guy. It's this guy Jake Brendel is basically like
their center. Yeah,
a sieve. Was that the right word? A sieve?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's a sieve. Okay, he's like
we just got to get some offense back, right? I don't know that
Jennings, Shanahan.
You ever hurt your toe where you basically couldn't do anything for like 6 weeks? That seems weird to me.
Never did that. Never had the toe injury. Yeah. The Jennings Shanahan scuffle. They say everything's fine. I mean, I saw the argument on the sideline and what they wrote after. That's no different than me and you post pod.
What do you think that was about? What's you're a good lip reader.
I think it was he had 0 catches at that point.
He had 5 broken ribs and a high ankle sprain. I think he was a decoy.
I think he's a competitor, and I think he was pissed he wasn't getting the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Well, then they forced him on the 4th and 5. That didn't work very well.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just like me and you after the pod.
Right. You're like, you cut me off.
And you're like, hey, I'm not getting the ball enough. Yeah. If you look at Nick's reaction. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Did you know we're the only first place team with a negative point differential? It's fucking bananas.
I know.
Here's the one thing I wrote. Is the fat lady singing? Has the luck run out? Is this who we are? Can we pull out one more rabbit from the hat? Falcons prediction. Let's start there. The line's. I'm not going to say what the line was.
This is a new game. Yeah.
So what do you think about this Sunday against the Falcons? Give us a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Then I'll go.
I didn't look this up at all. I could be completely fucking wrong.
Right.
It's a home game. They just lost Fred Warner. We don't know who's playing quarterback. I think, but it's a home game, and they're wearing their reds. I think the Niners are a 1-point favorite.
Okay. But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Am I close?
But I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to give me your prediction.
Oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah, give me a score.
Do you know that the Falcons 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, lost to the Carolina Panthers 30-0.
Oh, I know. It was 4 weeks ago, and I know it because I started Michael Penix that game. Okay.
Well, anyway, but they've obviously been on a pretty good run. They just beat the Bills on Monday night.
Yep.
And their defense looked great. Josh Allen had another shitty game back-to-back with the other game because he's my fantasy quarterback in one of my leagues. And what do I think is going to happen? I think that they're going to lose.
Okay.
I think that the fact that they're getting Kittle back, but I still think that their quarterbacks are still too banged up. I think this team's not going to get any kind of momentum on offense until Purdy comes back and he's healthy.
Give me a score.
They have no defense. Mac Jones is going to throw for 300 yards again. Kendrick Bourne's going to get 142 yards catching again, receiving. I think they're going to lose. I'm going to pick the same score as last week, 30-21.
30-21. Okay. Paul.
That wasn't the score last week. What the fuck was the score last week?
30-19.
30-19.
Yeah.
The Niners don't score touchdowns, so it's going to go 30-19.
Paul, you bring up some really great points. If we can't get a pass rush on Penix, and our defense is just, like I said, a sieve, one-ply toilet paper, I don't know how we're going to stop them.
John Robinson, not going to stop him.
Yeah, they are young. I do think the 49ers getting Kittle back will be great. I think we play better at night at home than during the day at home. There's no reason we should win this game. But
why? That's interesting. Why do you think that, Matt?
I don't know.
But Levi's is better at night?
I think if you looked at the numbers,
yeah.
I don't have any numbers with me, but the 49ers play better at home at night than they do during the day. I think we pull out a squeaker. And I have no tangible reasons to give you the why, other than getting Kittle back will be fun. They want to play for Fred Warner. It's kind of like when a coach gets fired, the next week they always win with their interim. I think the week after losing Fred, they want to come out and prove something. I think we win an actual barn burner, 27-26.
Wow. Okay. I mean, Atlanta did play Monday night, which should be a little bit of an advantage for the Niners. Okay, so tell me, what's the spread and what's the over-under?
Okay, if you are betting this, based on what me and Paul said, take the Falcons. The 49ers started out as a 3.5-point favorite. It's now down to 2.5 points, but the Niners are favored by 2.5 points.
I feel pretty good about my line.
Over-under's 47.5.
Okay.
Before we cut to Peter and we get to our interview, real quick, overall season prediction. You gave it to me. You think the Niners are going to make a playoffs?
I think they're going to squeak in.
I think
the NFL is totally schizophrenic. Every team that's good one week and shitty the next week, like this Falcons example. I think with the 3-0 margin that they have in the NFC West, and I think they're going to get their offensive weapons back. They still have a fourth place schedule, whatever it was from last year. They're playing some shitty teams coming up.
Terrible schedule coming up for them. It's good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
But awful teams.
Yeah.
I was texting with friend of the pod, Jed Hathaway, huge Chicago Bears fan.
Jed's a great guy.
They beat the Redskins. They're now 3-3. Week 17, Bears at 49ers. December 28th. The winner of that game is going to get the wild card. It's going to come down to that game.
Come to Jake Moody.
Oh, my God. We're going to get to Jake a little bit later. But, folks, right now we are going to get to our conversation with the showrunner, director, producer of Netflix Starting Five, Peter Scalettar.
If we were to lose a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, I would think about that game forever.
We know James Harden. We know that Kevin Durant.
I can do everything. So move, big bro.
We're witnessing a change of the guards.
All right, Beat LA heads, we are back. Our guest today is one of the few filmmakers, Paul, who can make larger-than-life figures feel human on camera. He's built a reputation for getting icons to let their guard down. No mythology, no PR armor. He's a director, producer, and showrunner of the Netflix show Starting Five. Season 1 featured LeBron, Jimmy Butler, and Edwards. Season 2 premieres tonight at midnight, spotlighting Tyrese Haliburton, KD, SGA, Jaylen Brown, and James Harden. Before Starting Five, he co-created the Emmy and Peabody-nominated show Wu-Tang of Mics and Men, wrote and directed Showtime's Supreme Team with Nas, and produced the doc Cypress Hill, Insane in the Brain. His work has screened at Sundance, Tribeca, HBO, Hulu, and somewhere between Wu-Tang and LeBron, he even helped launch Bachelor in Paradise. Welcome to the Beat LA podcast, Mr. Peter Scalettar. What's up?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
How was that intro? Did that feel like...
It's like, I'm not used to being on camera or anything like that. So it's like, oh, this sounds good. Like, I want to hear what he has to say.
Right. You're like, I'm going to listen to this podcast.
Cool.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That felt so good. Thank you.
Does it make you feel better? Better about yourself?
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable.
Because sometimes, we don't see things outside of our own
I
head,
need this.
Right? Yeah.
Because I live inside of my head. So
people put their bios on their websites. That should be an audio thing. Just press play.
Yeah. But with like someone else doing the voiceover.
Mm-hmm. Matt didn't breathe during any of that, which is incredible.
Yeah, no, that's some of the voiceover days coming back at you. Peter, thanks for coming on the pod. Before we get to the show, originally this question was, are you a New York guy originally? Because you just got the New York vibe, but you're a Baltimore guy.
I was born in Baltimore.
Is that the M? What's the M?
The M
Peter's
is
wearing a hat for this listening.
The M is Madrugada, which one of my story producers, it's her clothing line. And Nan is the best, and they're like based in Boston, and they're great.
That's
I'm
great.
Not really.
I hope you're going to get some royalties after you announce it on the
right
podcast. We can make a reel out of that. We'll get 1 million people watching.
I used to spend
I
some
thought
time.
it was Maryland, maybe, after you said it with the M.
Yeah, man.
It works both ways.
I spent some time in Baltimore as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some family there. Had some uncles that used to wear Rolexes and had noses that way out in Baltimore.
Yeah, people always say like, "Oh, you're from Baltimore," like The Wire, and I'm like, no. And like John Waters, like no, like Barry Levinson.
Yeah, like Diner.
Yeah,
Nice, man. And so you grew up there, and then you went to NYU Film School.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
good stuff. Going up to and New York was that always the dream? Heading up to New York.
Totally. That's where all my family is from. It was just like a matter of time to get there.
We like to start with like origin stories, just a little bit of that. So, were you always like a filmmaker from day one, or were you like me and Paul, where we wanted to be center fielders for the San Francisco Giants, and then reality intervened?
I mean, I wanted to be a basketball player.
Okay.
That was like the dream.
Yeah.
And didn't drink coffee or have any caffeine as a teenager. You're like, oh, it's going to stunt your growth. Like I can't have any caffeine. I'm going to be 6'5", and this is going to be great. I'm in.
Right.
Quickly realized that's not it.
Yeah. And then the filmmaking.
Yeah.
When did that kick in? Was it a movie? Did you see a movie when you were a kid, or a TV show? Like
I just grew up like glued to the TV. I knew I wanted to do it, but this was at a time when, now every kid can make a movie from birth.
Right.
At the time, so when I went to NYU Film School to apply, it wasn't like, oh, let's see movies you've made, which is what the criteria is now. It was like, I'm like, here's some creative writing I did, and here's like a painting I did, and some drawings, and that's how you got in then, because the expectation was not that you had already made films.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I've never thought of that. When I applied to USC Film School, none of us had shorts. Me and Chris Zonas did. We just like had to write some essays and what we thought was cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have Baltimore didn't? Would they have an 88?
You didn't do like a Super 8? Like when you saw the Spielberg movie, right? The Fogelman. He had like a Super 8. He didn't have one of those.
No, we never had a video camera in the house growing up. It was just like, I was just addicted to film and TV because, my parents were working and I was home with no cable and just watching whatever was on always.
And clearly a sports fan, though, too.
Yeah. Hoops fan from birth.
Are you a Baltimore guy in terms of your teams?
Well, I'm a Sixers fan from birth.
Oh, wow.
Because of Dr. J. My dad was like a Dr. J fan.
Okay.
So
I saw Dr. J was thanked or referenced in Starting Five, but I don't remember seeing him.
he was thanked because he's my guy.
Because he's your guy.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
I have a
We're
tattoo of
expecting
Dr.
to-
J on my arm.
Going to be stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Good. We're expecting to be thanked in the next season.
My first basketball movie I ever saw was the Fish Save
Fish
Pittsburgh.
Save
Pittsburgh, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
And I also thanked Eddie Murray from the Orioles because he's also like Eddie Murray and Dr. J are like my two sports idols.
That's the first Eddie Murray
It is.
reference on this show after 55 episodes.
It's just, for some reason, both references made me miss afros.
That's what I was going to say. The Eddie
Yeah,
Murray afro should come back.
Both of them.
Yeah. So
best.
Sixers.
I like my basketball players have their afros bigger than the ball. Because as a kid, I feel like that's like they could fly. They had like a balloon.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
they get Dr. J,
Yeah.
So I love that. So you're a Sixers fan. I ran into Mo Cheeks in New York. He's an assistant on the Knicks now. But
So anyway,
Sixers.
so you said Sixers, and then what else are they? Your other teams? Did you, when the Colts moved?
So
Was it like
I was
Diner
I
in
was
that
a
way too?
Washington fan as
Okay.
a kid because the Colts as a kid were not anything to care about.
Okay.
And the Washington team was
Right.
definitely a team to care about. Joe Theismann and
Yeah.
Dexter.
Wiggins.
Dexter Manley was my guy also.
Right.
Man, yeah.
Is that the first Dexter Manley reference?
It is.
It is. We've had an LT, but never a Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
good.
He's just knocking
An
down
Art
all
Monk.
the bingo cards.
An Art Monk.
Art
Art
Monk.
Monk.
John Riggins.
John Riggins. Yeah, that whole Super Bowl, man. 82.
The Hogs.
82, 83.
Yeah.
Because the Sixers in 82.
Yeah.
So, because I thought I could have pegged you were going to be a New York guy, like Knicks.
I'm going to get some heat for this.
Please.
I did turn my back on the Orioles and became a Yankees fan.
Oh, with
nice.
Jeffrey Mayer, when that thing happened? Is that why?
I became a Yankees fan. In college, I had a girlfriend named Lindsay Crystal, who was Billy Crystal's daughter. And this was 98 to 2003, a very good time to be a Yankees fan.
Very
And
good time.
Billy would take us to every game, and we'd go after the game and sit in Joe's office and just like talk about the game.
Yeah.
And just like,
Okay, that's hard. No one's going to hold that against you.
Yeah.
That's a reason to become a fan. If like, you're dating a girl whose dad, has the in with the Yankees.
Right.
That's a reason to switch
we're
over.
I know. We're just dumb sports fans for no reason. Nobody's like giving us anything.
No.
Yeah.
I have a picture of me and Aaron Boone in the clubhouse after he hit that bomb against the Red Sox.
Aaron fucking Boone.
As we go to the bottom of the 11th, here's Aaron Boone to lead off. His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series.
That's awesome. Let's talk starting five. You want to get to starting five?
You do it. You ask most of the questions.
All right.
I just sit here to react.
All right, starting five. Folks, if you have not watched Starting Five on Netflix, imagine if an NBA mixtape had a baby with a therapy session. How about that? Okay. Each episode locks in on
self-help.
Yeah, each episode locks in on 5 superstars, but instead of just highlights, it digs into the BTS, the family drama. These guys are built like absolute psychos in a really interesting way. Season 1, you had LeBron, Ant, Tatum, Sabonis.
Your boy Jimmy Butler.
Our boy Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy, yeah.
Wildly different dudes, probably on purpose, but great origin stories. You're the mad scientist behind it all, or maybe kind of the GM, head coach. Tell us about season 2. Are you pumped?
Season 2, I mean, first of all, we couldn't have lucked out any more with the casting of it and who we have by having Tyrese and Shea and those two meeting in the finals. We thought having Jaylen Brown is like, okay, great. Of course, the Celtics are going to make it back to the finals. I'm like, we got Jaylen, and we'll at least get one player in the finals.
Yeah.
Shea, there was expectations going into the season, but never really knew with a young team like that if they were really going to be able to be as consistent as they were, which they, of course, proved everybody wrong. I mean, proved everybody right or proved everybody wrong or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They did it. But then Pacers were like...
Yeah, they came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he was having a terrible first half of the season, right?
Yeah.
And then to have the injury at the end. So how did those 5 guys get cast? Who makes that decision? We assume that you're betting heavily on stock futures and other things because clearly you're Nostradamus.
I mean, it's a combination of things. I think that coming off of season 1 and seeing both everyone that participated, like if LeBron did it, who's going to say no? Like if it's good enough for Bron, what are you going to do? Say no?
Right.
Truth be told, some people did say no.
Yeah.
But
he's a EP on it too. The EP is amazing. It's LeBron among others. LeBron, Barack and Michelle Obama, and Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Are some of your partners in this?
Yeah.
We assume you're going to tell them to come on the pod.
Oh yeah. No, I'll text them. No, I mean that's a crazy thing.
Like, stop.
As a fan,
up our guest.
Like I'm also a fan, so I'm like, wait, well, my name is next to LeBron. Okay, wait, Obama's what? Like it doesn't. There's an element of like pinch me in all of it.
Right. Well, so okay. Season 2, you got Durant, SGA, Haliburton, Jaylen Brown, and James Harden. Okay.
And the Beards. You have 6 guys because you got James Harden beard on it.
Well, let's get into the casting of it. Like, there's 6.
Yeah.
How does that all work? Especially like going into season 2 and making those decisions.
It's a combination. I think some people reach out with interest. Some of it is relationships. Spring Hill, Uninterrupted have their own relationships. I want to say Tyrese was the first one who was formally signed on.
Okay.
Wow,
and we met with him, and it's like, this guy is the great, like he's just so personable,
Right.
And I don't know if it's who he is, it's his upbringing, but it's like some Midwest energy where you're just like, man, this is just a nice dude. He's really cool and great and open and excited about it. So he was on board, and then it was just like people come trickling in. We talked about, do we want to have season 1 was all superstars. Does season 2 need to be all superstars? Would it be interesting if we had a rookie, a journeyman?
Right.
But you can't come back. Once you have like that all-star cast, you can't downgrade it. Not, no offense to journeyman,
sure.
but you know what I mean? Like you have superstars. Like, so we had to keep it at that level.
Right.
So then it's a balance of like, okay, we need to make sure we have a balance of East and West.
Right.
We can't have everyone from the East. We can't have, it's like, do you want a player from Indiana and a player from Cleveland? Is that too?
Sure. The demographics of it all. Yeah.
So there's geography that comes into play. There's personality, obviously. But at the end of the day, the player has to be interested and open, because you don't want someone who you get halfway through the season, they're like, never mind.
Right.
But you have to have your story hat on too, like you said with Jayson Tatum the first year. You're like, all right, we have to have an ending to this season.
Right.
Hopefully somebody gets to the finals, or somebody wins an MVP or something, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess is where SJ probably came in.
Totally.
I'm very, 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 very hard to stop.
Because I'm always going to play to win. Because those are two very small markets. I mean, Indiana and OKC.
Super small markets, but like two clearly of the best players in the league. So, yeah, I mean, but it is a crapshoot at the end of the day, because we're also filming and editing concurrently.
Right.
So as we're filming, we're cutting, and we're going, okay, well, Celtics are dominating the East. OKC's dominating the West.
Right.
Let's start editing. Like, these two are going to meet in the finals and like create this collision course. And then you start to see the Celtics fall off a little bit. You see the Pacers start to pick up. And you're like, okay, oh shit.
Right.
We might have this other like horse race here. So there's a lot of like thinking on your feet and reacting in the edit room, not to mention just trying to capture everything along the way so that you have those options.
Just think back to like the casting process. I'm sure because the NBA is behind it, were coaches or team or organizations, was there some clearance with them?
Oh yeah.
With whether they wanted a player to do something like this?
No, well, so, I mean, you've got all those partners we talked about, the companies, Higher Ground, Omaha, Uninterrupted. So they all have to be in agreement. Netflix has to be in agreement. The NBA has to be in agreement. And the organizations have to be in agreement to open up their doors to us.
Yeah.
So it's quite a process.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be a tough process creatively, because you're getting a million notes.
You're getting a million notes.
What kind of notes did Barack Obama give? I mean, he's a big basketball guy.
Yeah, I would say Higher Ground's notes are like very much about the personal story.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They're, Omaha is like very sports minded. Mm-hmm. Higher Ground would be very emotional storytelling notes. And so every group brought something different to the table. And then it's our job to sit there and go, okay, let me look at all these notes and let's figure out how to make sure we're telling the best story.
So there's like groundwork for these types of shows with, Hard Knocks being sort of the forefather of this. And then, Omaha did like quarterback and wide receiver.
Yeah. And there's the tennis one.
The tennis one as well.
Breakpoint.
But any creative choices like season 1 to season 2, like things you learned from 1 that you wanted to integrate in season 2, or is it still sort of like, I don't want to say algorithm, but like you guys have a formula. But do you do anything different for season 2? Or
I think the difference, or the thing that we really liked in season 1, was leaning into this off the court emotional storytelling, because especially NBA players, like their life is out there.
You don't think he was the bus driver in Golden State?
No, I do not. I done rode the bus, I done filled the gas tank up, I was the gas, I was the wheels, the axle, the brakes, all different given parts. I was in the back of the bus, I played every role for that team.
NBA players probably more than most other athletes. Between social media, they're more than athletes. They are cultural figures. So it's like, how do we get even further beyond the walls to like see more about them? Because you do have to dig deeper with them. I think in certain sports, anything behind the scenes feels like a revelation, but the NBA is so out there because of social media and everything else that we have to like push even harder, and that comes with building trust with the players. And
it's such a star-driven league. You actually see the guys. There are only 5 of them on the court.
But
like football, you see their faces. Yeah, they're all and it's such an internationally huge sport too, in the way that like American football's not.
Right. Like literally, like behind the mask with football, like you got to take the mask off and know about these people. Baseball is, for lack of whatever, is a bit like of a chess match, and it's just not as interesting with the drama. Like
you
NBA,
they haven't done a version of this with baseball, have they?
No, but like NBA is really like the Real Housewives, if you want to turn that into a sport, and it really made sense to do this.
Yeah, and the game is more intimate that way. The cameras are right there. You know, NFL cameras are like way back here.
The guys wear fewer clothes.
But like,
they show more skin.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
All parts of it are more revealing.
Yes.
So, okay, Peter, you've had courtside seats to 10 different basketball gods. I mean, like you said, we do know a lot about these people, but was there one player that you profiled that just wasn't what you expected, or sort of the most different from your expectations of them?
I think James Harden, in a lot of ways,
because that's not where I thought you were going to go.
Well, because I think we have a lot of people have a preconceived notion about him because of what is made public about him, and it's usually the more salacious things.
Getting pulled over, guys.
Hello, boss. Good. I know who you are.
I'm late to a game. I'm gotta be there.
Hey, on TV right now?
Netflix. You gonna be on TV?
Netflix, okay.
Interactions with the GMs. It's the
he's been on a million teams. He seems like a selfish player, right? He likes the ISO. He doesn't pass. He's a guy who seems like and maybe the beard too. You can't see facial expressions or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But he's so much more than that, and he's so much more than anything that I think has been out there about him, and definitely defies any preconceived notions about who he is, on and off the court.
I love her a lot, though. I'm in love.
Did you know he was a Niner fan?
I did not know that.
He was at the Thursday night game we were at a couple
How
weeks
do you know
ago.
he wasn't a Rams fan?
There were pictures of him in Niner jerseys in the box.
Everybody at SoFi is a Niner fan. So
that's true. But that makes sense. It's like the veterans are the ones that obviously have a little bit more to offer as far as how deep they are, like Durant.
Yeah, like Durant has a lot of baggage in a similar way, right? Where you just feel like the guy's been on a million teams. He seems very prickly, likes to troll people. I know she didn't say Durant surprised you, so Durant maybe was kind of what we think he is.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny with him. We asked him early in, I think, the very first interview, it feels like people don't know a lot about you and your life off the court. He's like, what are you talking about? I've been around for 18 years. If you don't know, you haven't been paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I mean, we definitely had a front row seat for some of the tweeting, Twitter.
A lot of people want my attention. I don't think they truly want my attention. And so I put them on the big screen so they can realize, get a little bit of fame so they can understand it's not all what it's cracked up to be.
One long Twitter argument season, which must have been fun because that's what interests me about this season. Yeah, we'll see Haliburton, SGA's MVP season, but the Durant saga, I'm a huge fan. He's so talented.
Yeah.
But he's still an enigma.
Totally.
Yeah. They're Warriors fans. We still don't really know how to feel about the guy, right? I mean, that was the best that team ever was, and maybe ever will be.
You don't know how to feel about him. He got you 2 rings.
I know.
What do you mean?
Right. Still, he's not part of the core. The core guys.
Yeah, but he.
I mean, we're excited, but we're wondering why there's not more Warriors stuff. But we got Jimmy before he came to the Warriors, which was a great part of season 1 for us because I feel like I know him better than I did before, and I think he's just like the most likable, interesting dude. Totally. But then I assume season 2 we're going to get some of the stuff with Durant where he turned down the trade to the Warriors.
Yeah. So we're with KD, mid-season, where much of the talk was who are the Suns going to bring in to support him, and a lot of the talk was Jimmy's coming to the Suns.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, yes, bring Jimmy to the Suns. This would be so cool.
Right.
Like we said before, White Lotus, there was one character that went from season 1 to season 2, Jennifer Coolidge. Could have been Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy is Jennifer Coolidge.
He is.
And you would be okay with that.
Yeah. He would do that for Media Day. If you see season 1 when Jimmy showed up as emo Jimmy for Media Day, he could do White Lotus Jimmy Day.
Yeah.
But we're with him, and then all of a sudden he gets word like, oh shit, I'm on the trading block, and because all of us behind the scenes, we're also fans.
Yeah.
So we're filmmakers, storytellers, and also everyone is a hoops fan.
Right.
So we're also along for the ride in fan mode, going like, oh shit, what's going to happen? But then now you have these personal relationships with the guys where you care about them, whether or not it was people in the field with KD or just in the edit room, or everyone just becomes connected. So our whole team's going, what's going to happen? Is he going to get traded? Is he okay? And you see that there's you learn that it's business.
Yep.
Right. And that can be challenging because you're like, wait, no, I just want to hold them on these pedestals and they see it as a sport that I'm a fan of. And you're like, oh shit, no, there's also business decisions that are getting made that you may not be a part of.
Right.
So it was definitely a moment when he said, oh shit, they're talking about me. Like, I might be going mid-season.
But see, even that is fascinating because there's so much Durant talk. It feels like he's in the cycle every year now. For him to just be like, wait, they might trade me is interesting.
Yeah.
But also because of the nature of your show, everything happens in real time in sports right now. Twitter, it's like NBA Today wants the quote everywhere. There's insiders, shams everywhere. But with you guys were sort of this channel for them to kind of give their side of the story, knowing the truth's going to come out later. This is going to come out 5 or 6 months later.
Right.
So it was almost like, did you feel like at times like maybe Durant or other players were like, your show was a place for them to say something and give the truth and be honest in a
Definitely.
way?
And we would remind them throughout, like, hey, just so you know, this is, no one's going to see this until months later. So you can feel safe in what you say. This isn't like, you know, you're not dropping something in the moment of like,
Right.
of saying, I don't know, oh, fuck, I'm on the trading block. It's like, but when people see that 6 months later, it will resonate because it really is, you know, uprooting your life.
Right.
And the idea of uprooting your life mid-season is kind of a scary one, I think. And I think once the Luka trade happened,
right,
everyone's going, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was great in the trailer where everyone was like the worst. Even those guys were saying, like, one thing for Shams or the media be like, worst trade ever within like the locker room.
Breaking news, yes, this is real.
That might be like one of the worst trades of all time.
You can turn it for you quick. What the?
It's become the Wild Wild West. You're going to trade your ass, I'm telling you.
I cannot wait for that episode where you go a little bit deeper. Like everyone saw what was on TikTok, players reacting, but you've spent some time within that reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it is this like realization for everybody of saying, as big of a star as I am, maybe I'm on the trading block.
Yeah.
I don't think Shea felt that.
No.
Shea's pretty.
He was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone else, I mean, there was talk of Jaylen moving at some point.
Sure.
Tyrese was playing so shitty, he didn't know what his future might hold.
Right.
KD, obviously.
And then Harden.
Harden moves every year.
And Harden moves a lot.
Yeah.
But it felt like the Clippers, there was, you know, the Clippers last season were so interesting because there was like,
yeah,
there was still this like hope and belief.
Right.
They're like, maybe this is actually the year for the Clippers.
Right. So, Peter, were you the leak, the aspiration leak to Shams?
Come on.
So, like, you know, it sounds like you're a huge Hoops fan. Are you a bigger Hoops fan than you were when you started it, or was you a little too close to your heroes?
I think that I'm definitely a bigger fan, but I don't have a team allegiance anymore because I feel like
turned into a media guy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I want Ant.
You're rooting for the story.
Yeah, but I'm rooting for the individuals.
Right.
Like I want it for Ant. I want it for James. I want it for KD.
It's like a good version of fantasy football, which
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
Yeah.
But you're rooting for a player, not a team. Okay.
Yeah. But unlike fantasy, you don't find yourself like rooting against your own better fan interest because like I've just surrendered that.
Gotcha.
And there's no money on the line.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Were you ever like planning fake shit just to get reactions out of these guys, like fake trade rumors and stuff?
Yeah, no, I think
you did that to me when you directed me.
No, that's true. I did. I did say
a lot of director tricks.
Yeah, in your ear. Hey, real quick before we get to some other stuff, fast. Biggest misconception about LeBron or any of them? Like, I mean, there's such a misconception about him. I mean, obviously, NorCal Warrior fans, we love to hate.
Oh, you haters.
But I think we do respect him. But I don't know. Was there any new thing from LeBron that kind of?
You know, I think season one, when LeBron was, you know, a part of the cast, I think it really revealed that he really is all the things that you see. He's, I mean, obviously, arguably the greatest player of all time, but also the great, involved, caring dad.
Yeah.
You know, we were in the aftermath of Bronny's
heart
yeah.
And seeing him just like focused in dad mode, talking about that.
Yeah.
And as a dad myself, I'm like, oh yeah, basketball doesn't matter. Nothing at work doesn't matter. The health and well-being of my son is the number one thing.
Right.
So seeing that side of him in a really intimate way was.
You actually made him too likable. That was my note.
Yeah, well, what
I want to keep hating the fucking guy.
But what I enjoyed about the show was the part where just like little things where it was like he didn't like the minutes restriction.
Right.
Like fuck the minutes restriction.
Yeah.
And that's just like one of those little tidbits you don't get just in the basic.
When they cut to later in the season, he's hurt. So it's like, but that's one of the things that's made him so great, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't think he's mortal,
No, and at 40, he turned 40 during season 1, and he was still top 5 player in the league. Like, what are you going to say?
Well, that's what you say is the greatest player debate. I mean, from a longevity standpoint and how good he is at 40, like he's just a freak of nature.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's never happened before. It'll probably never happen again. I mean, Steph's pretty amazing, but Steph's still he's a jump shooter. He doesn't the kind of contact that LeBron's had. Look at Draymond. Draymond's breaking down already.
Let's see where Steph is at year 21.
Right.
If he gets there.
Yeah.
What about Ant Edwards? I mean, is this guy just the charisma? Does he he wakes up and he's trending?
Yeah.
Like, what's it like to be around this? What's impressive about him is it's a compliment. It's seemingly a kid who doesn't care. Cares a lot, but also doesn't. And that kind of works for him.
I think it's because it's like he's such a natural talent. Like, he doesn't have to work as hard because it just comes to him. Shea is in the gym from pretty much the day after they won the finals. He's already back training, trying to get better. He said to us, I'm not even close to my ceiling, but he puts in the work. And that's not to say Ant doesn't put in the work. Ant puts in the work, but it's like Shea has to work to get to where he is, and Ant can just show up.
Right.
He's the guy that shows up to the court, I mean, he's not this, but shows up in jeans and Timbs and just starts dominating everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not actually him, but the equivalent of that at a playground.
Yeah.
I love origin shit, and we're also, Hollywood guys, so I always wonder how people get jobs. How did you get the gig?
I am not this guy, but I manifested it.
Well, there we go. See? Self-help corner.
Yeah,
Play the music, Nick.
Yeah. When I left The Bachelor, my agent said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to make things about hip hop, basketball, and weed, the things that I care about."
Yeah.
And I made a bunch of great hip hop docs. Made Cypress Hill, which I think covers both hip hop and weed.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there wondering what my next gig was, and I got a call from Spring Hill Uninterrupted. Out of the blue-ish, somewhat through the help of my friend Naomi Wright, who was working there, who used to work with me at Mass Appeal.
Yeah.
And they had a basketball show for Vice that they were calling about. And I'm like, oh my God, LeBron's company is calling me to do a basketball show. This is so exciting. And the timing just didn't work out. And I'm like, I can't believe I said no. I've been wanting a basketball thing, and now this opportunity is presenting itself, and the timing's not going to work. I had to say no because I was on something else. And a couple months later, I got the call about this. Thank God I said no to the Vice project. No offense to Vice.
Yeah.
Do the quarterbacks of the NBA for Netflix with Higher Ground in Omaha, and
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it was. I manifested it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I like that.
One of those you made it moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you just brought up the music docs you've done. I remember watching. I think it was during the end of the pandemic, the Wu-Tang doc.
Yeah.
Which was great. Obviously, another kind of sort of pulling the curtain back a little bit on guys you think you know.
Right.
But you don't. Who has crazier egos to manage, NBA superstars or hip hop legends?
I would say, respectfully, there were a couple times when some of the players would show up late.
Fine.
And people would be like, "Oh, they're late. They're an hour late." And I'd be like, "An hour late?" Like, I've just been working with some music artists who would show up many hours late.
Sure. Yeah.
And so when people are like, "Oh, this player's late," I'm like, "We're good. We're fine. Everybody chill. This is not."
Well, just to say, full disclosure, we've had some performers on this pod who showed up late. Peter, a producer director, came 15 minutes early. So that's just how it goes. But that's great. I mean, obviously you're an NBA fan, but getting to do music docs with your musical heroes.
Totally. No.
My favorite, Nat knows this, my favorite genre is rock docs.
Yeah.
Like I could watch them on a loop for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's all how did you do?
What's your favorite?
That's a great question. Wu-Tang of Mics and Men.
No, throw it out there. Just throw out something out there.
I used to love the behind the music thing, right? I would every one of those fuckers. I thought the Beatles one that Peter Jackson, it was incredible.
Unbelievable.
I was just on the airplane and I saw Oasis when they were in town, and I saw the Supersonic, which is about their first 2 records and sort of their stratospheric rise in this sort of pre-digital age. Thought it was great. What's my favorite? I'm going to think about that. I've watched so many.
Yeah. Did you see Bon Jovi?
I did not see the Bon Jovi.
It's pretty good.
Is recent, right?
Yeah,
After
pretty recent.
he kind of lost his voice and that whole, I heard he kind of threw some guys under the bus, which I like.
One of my first jobs was on Behind the Music as like an assistant.
Amazing. Okay.
In my early 20s, and also at a time when I was in my early 20s, living like I'm in my early 20s.
Yeah.
So I'd be out all night and had to show up at a hotel in Manhattan to do the Metallica Behind the Music. And
I
so
saw
we
that one.
Load into the hotel, get all set up.
Right.
And then I'm just an assistant. So I'm like then sitting on a lounge chair in this fancy hotel room as they're doing their interview. I'd probably been out all night and maybe went straight to work.
Yeah, played through.
Just as they are telling the story about the bus accident that killed their bassist.
Bassist, yes.
I nodded off and started snoring and quickly got banished to the hallway of the hotel for the rest of the shoot.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
You survived that.
Yeah.
Look at you now. Look at you now.
But that's one of those moments where I'm like,
yeah.
But it also gives me some, I have grace for some of the young people coming up who we work with who I'm like, I can tell you partied all night, but I'm like,
did you know you wanted to be a documentary guy? Was that for somehow more immediate, real people as opposed to fiction?
No, it was, I started in scripted doing like indie films in New York in the early 2000s. And then the reality TV boom happened. And it was like, oh, cool, let's go do that. But was always planning on trying to get back into scripted lane.
Yeah.
Then I moved to LA to try to do that and realized I don't know anybody here other than my friends at The Bachelor. So then I started working at The Bachelor for a long time.
Right.
But so moving from non-scripted, formatted TV into documentary is a little bit more of a natural progression, I think.
Right. Matt, do you know my Bachelor story?
Well, we're going to jump into this real quick before we get Peter out of here. He was basically the architect of Bachelor in Paradise. What's your Bachelor story,
Maybe
Paul?
we should wait. You want to wait till after we've got Peter's valuable time?
I want to comment on your Bachelor story.
So I was working on a show. I was working on the Jonas Brothers. So I know what it's like to work with celebrities. So I get it. I also sold a show with Shaquille O'Neal. So I hung out with him for a few months pitching a TV show. Anyway, one of the showrunners was like, hey, he goes, I got a friend of mine is a producer on The Bachelor. I think we should throw your hat in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get on a call with a guy. He's asked me, I can't remember, he asked me some questions. And finally.
Was it me?
Oh.
What year are we talking?
It was 2010, I think.
I'm
going to out myself in Hollywood. So they finally asked me how old I was. And I said, I just turned 40. And they said, you're too old.
Stop.
Yeah. I was told I was too old. So now I do the Golden Bachelor now, except I got a wife.
Now you're married, but the Golden Bachelor.
My wife doesn't listen to podcasts. She's going to listen to this last minute. Make a reel just for Kristen.
Just for Kristen on this one. Yeah.
Can I sue? Age discrimination.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, it definitely
Is it crazy? I'm going to say. I'm going to put it in my words here. What NBA player would thrive the most on The Bachelor? I think it's Ant Edwards.
Oof.
Oh, I feel like Jimmy Butler would be great.
Jimmy Butler
on
has
it.
the Mac.
He plays the guitar.
Yeah,
Any Warrior fan, watch season 1 anyway. But just watch the Jimmy episodes you want. I love the guy now after watching season 1 of Starting Five. But there's part where he's trying to make a country record.
Do you have that? Do you have some of those cuts?
I think we do. Yeah. He has such varied interests that it's it's fascinating.
Yeah. Dominoes. I can just see him playing dominoes with a girl in The Bachelor, trying to see how her mind works. He'd be a great Bachelor.
He'd be great.
Yeah.
He would be good.
I like that.
Do I have any more Bachelor questions here? Okay, yes, I do. I have one more Bachelor question. I think this is a good one. Just it's like a board game here at Beat LA. As someone who's filmed, NBA royalty and people drinking margaritas in a pool, what's more dramatic, Game 7 or a love triangle?
I mean, it's hard to beat a Game 7.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat. Game 7 is the most dramatic thing imaginable
in all of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, again, our behind the scenes energy leading up to Game 7, like everybody is tense and on edge and excited and like, and there's this element of unknown, like, oh, one of our guys is going to have the highest high and one is going to have the absolute lowest low you can imagine in sports.
Right.
And as storytellers, you're like, holy shit, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But just as fans, you're like, and because we start to care so much about each of these guys, you're like, can they just be a tie? Can they both win?
Was there a feeling of impending doom about Haliburton? Because with that injury he had, I was like, he's going to blow out his Achilles. Like, I'm not a doctor, but he was playing through that. And when a guy plays through that injury that he had, something bad tends to happen.
I'd sacrifice pretty much anything to win a championship.
Haliburton falls down. He looks hurt.
Think the worst at least.
It feels like it was all right there.
And he knew the risk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what are you going to do? Sit out Game 7?
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, when you watch the Super Bowl and invariably in the first quarter of the Super Bowl, someone gets like a cramp.
Yeah.
You're like, now?
Right.
It's the Super Bowl. You can't have a cramp now. Like, you can't sit
for
out.
us, Dre Greenlaw, he remember he was dealing with an injury and then he blew out his Achilles in the middle of the Super Bowl and it changed the whole game.
Totally. But you can't, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Especially as the star of your team. What are you going to, oh yeah, you guys take it from here.
Yeah.
We made it this far. You guys like, no way. I'm
Season-
going out
Season
there.
2 sounds great.
But this
Can't
is
wait.
another reason, like, why I think season 2 is great is like, or I can't wait for it, is you guys were behind the scenes there for Game 7, the Haliburton journey, the SGA journey. It's going to be a look into some stuff that people don't know, the Harden, the Durant, like, just why should people watch season 2? Like, just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I think for sports fans, it gives you, for hoops fans, you get a whole new view into the season that you just saw because you get this other behind the scenes. We're in the locker room with Tyrese when he went back there with his Achilles injury. Like, you have access that you don't have when you're just watching on whatever broadcast partner the NBA had last season.
Right.
Not to mention the personal journeys. Tyrese had a girlfriend at the beginning of the season and has a fiance at the end of the season. I don't know if that's a spoiler. It was out there on social media, but you see him also processing that throughout the season. Am I going to propose? Like,
right.
How do I? There were elements of Bachelor.
Same girl or a different girl?
Same.
Oh, okay. That was a different one.
Yeah, that's
where you went too.
Yeah, that's where I went too.
No.
Yeah.
No. But like, so there were elements of Bachelor. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, let's go ring shopping. Where's Neil Lane or something like that?
Yeah. And then like the Durant stuff's going to be great. The Harden stuff is going to be incredible for people
so
to see.
Revealing on the Harden front.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown, he and Jayson Tatum are such different types of superstars.
Yeah.
So, although we're with the Celtics again, you see a whole different person. Jaylen is a fascinating dude. It's pretty special because each of these 5 guys are so different.
So before we get you out of here, you're like I said, we mentioned you as Nostradamus before. Tatum season 1, he wins the title. Season 2, SGA wins the MVP. You have him on. Haliburton gets to the finals. You have him on. So you know who's going to win the NBA, who's going to be there at the end this year of the NBA finals. Say the Warriors, but who do you think? Give us your NBA prediction, like a little NBA preview. Who do you like this year?
I'm going to go on a limb and say Western Conference Finals is San Antonio and OKC. And
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wemby, I think he's unstoppable.
Is he fully healthy from the
he's healthy.
blood clot, whatever?
Yeah, he looked healthy in the preseason.
He is bad. Like, I don't know how you stop him.
Yeah. Oh, that could be another job.
Exactly. Your publicist is saying, hey.
Yeah. I don't know how you stop
I got your next interview.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and they got some other pieces as well. So you got San Antonio and OKC in the West. Who do you got in the East? East is a little bit more wide open now with the Celtics.
East is wide open.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for the Knicks.
Okay.
I want them to do it. I think New York needs it. I want to say the Knicks, but Cleveland is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Let's see if Cleveland can break through. Speaking of which, if you guys do get a season 3 of Starting 5, I have Can I just throw out my casting
I would
suggestion?
love that. I would love that. Yeah.
Jokic, for obvious, he could be a snooze or he could be the most fascinating guy with horses and the whole thing. I just don't know Jokic. That could be interesting. Wemby, Luka, for obvious reasons.
Heard of him.
You've heard of him. Jalen to get your Knicks.
Yeah.
And then the dad was going to play a thing in there. And then for us, Draymond, but Netflix will probably say no. So Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. That's a good start. That's a good 5.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do on this.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say before we let you go? You were nice enough to come in and talk. We want to service your needs, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on an action comedy script in the hair loss space that I'm feeling really excited about.
That's fun. You got me there.
Yeah. I definitely got you there.
Yeah. Hair loss action comedy. Maybe we can get a job out of this.
So that's great, exciting. So that's what you're working on now. Do you have your next?
Trying to sort out what the next thing is, but it's hard because I've been doing all these things at like the highest level and that are so like personally interesting. So it's like figuring out how to stay in that space.
Also, I imagine so embedded in this. It's like, how do you see them? You're like the athletes too, right? You're living out of a hotel room, and
Yeah, I mean, basketball is part of me, you know. So like, there's no part of it that feels like work ever. It's like it's a dream. Oh shit! I have to go to another basketball game. Oh shit! Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So two last real quick. I'm noticing. You noticing my hairline? I'm noticing your tennis necklace. Is that a tennis necklace?
It is a tennis necklace.
I'm a tennis guy.
You're a tennis maniac. What's up?
What? How do tell me the tennis necklace?
I told you. Well, this was my grandfather's.
Oh wow!
Who was like a amazing tennis player, and he just died at 100. And
no shit. Okay.
And so I got his necklace.
That's good. That's great. I love that.
Even Lars Ulrich, his dad was a professional tennis player.
And then this is my Dr. J tattoo playing tennis.
Unbelievable.
Oh, get out of town.
Yeah.
Can we get a close up of that, Nick? Is that actually from a real photo?
That's from a real photo. And I always loved it because similar to like these perceptions of these guys that we talk about where you think of them in one way. And I remember seeing this photo as a kid being like, wait, my brain can't compute this playing tennis, but like, why not? Like, you don't have to, you're not just one thing.
Right.
And so it was like really kind of eye-opening for me. And
that's the greatest tattoo I've ever seen. And I'm not doing a hyperbole here.
Ever. Yeah. So the idea is that you're not just one thing. You shouldn't be, that life is, you can be many things.
Well, people always wonder, like, what kind of tattoo you going to get? Yeah. This guy's got the hoops, the tennis, his love, and Dr. J, and I have a real photo on his arm. You can't beat that.
He's an ultimate Renaissance man. Who plays you in the movie?
Like in the self-deprecating me, or the like, or the like pumped up me, because the self-deprecating me, respectfully, Chris Elliott is the self-deprecating me.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah. And in the like pumped up me is probably Seth Rogen or something. I don't know.
There we go.
Gotcha. Or in the when they go big because something's going to go down, and then they're going to cast Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah, I've gotten that.
See,
that's I mean, when people say that, I'm like,
if you do like real fast, Bradley Cooper. Yeah,
and I can say smoothly.
Were you a Peter Scalettar fan? Because your name's similar to Peter Scalettar. That's the other guy in Bosom Buddies for people who don't know.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. Cut to that.
Yeah.
Don't cut to that.
Anyway,
folks,
let me stop talking about your action.
Netflix season 2 starting 5 premieres tonight at midnight. If you want to get deep behind the scenes and tell people about what you know about these guys, it's an unbelievable show. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Peter, thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much.
All right,
this was
take
awesome.
care.
Peter, that was great, man.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. Huge shout out to Peter for coming by, man. Talk about an ultimate insider right now that you least suspected into the NBA and the behind the scenes. I got a lot of buddies who call themselves insiders, but Peter is the true insider. And what a great conversation, man.
I loved everything about it, Matt. He's an amazing guy. We talked about tennis after the break.
Yep.
I just want you to notice that I've got my hat back on. Yeah. I'm feeling a little insecure.
Wait, hold on. Why are you feeling insecure, Paul?
Because he made some comment about the fact that I would be the lead in his Hair Club for Men movie.
You know what's funny is he didn't say you would be the lead at all.
Wait, what?
And also he said he was doing a hair loss action comedy, And I think I had to say, what, you could maybe get a job on that. Maybe.
Is that what happened?
But
I'm trying to spin it positively, but I'm still feeling insecure. He was wearing a hat. I should have gone full on fucking mono hatto and knocked his hat off to see what his hairline looks like.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway, he's my new best friend. We're gonna play tennis. I actually thought I loved it. I mean, bring it on. I felt alive after. It's like when a quarterback has to get knocked down once in the game, and then he's like he's into the game. Give me some smelling salts and get back out there.
Well, Paul. You know why we do this pod, Paul? Is we have great conversations with fascinating people about what they do, and that's what just happens.
Yeah. By the way, what it made. I mean, so cool.
Yeah.
Just literally. The career that everyone should want is going after his passions, the things that he loves, and he's literally made a career out of it.
Yeah.
What do you say? Weed, basketball, and
music.
And music.
Hey, Paul, what do you want to
filmmaking?
Paul, what do you want to do next?
I have a Warriors hat on. Should we talk a little Warriors real quick?
No. I was riffing off of him. He just manifested.
Oh yeah.
All his agents said to him was, "What do you want to do next?" And he said what he wanted to do next, and it happened.
Okay, what I want to do next? I want to talk about Day Trip.
That's a great segue, Paul. Today's podcast is brought to you by Day Trip Beverages. Forget the ordinary soda, Paul. Get your fizz on with great flavor, a prebiotic punch, and clean ingredients that actually boost your vibe. Day Trip prebiotic sodas are designed for your mind, body, and mood, and was founded on the belief that a happier you is a healthier you. Escape the ordinary. Day Trip.
Well done, Matt. You're getting very good at that. Why do you think I manifested that, Matt? Maybe because when I think of when I manifest, I think of money.
Yeah.
And Day Trip is our sponsor, so I just manifested
money. There's a lot of different ways you move in the world, my friends, and that was one of them. All right, folks, let's get to something next. Okay, real fast. NBA season starts next week, right? And I just want to give you my Warriors take,
please,
real fast. Okay, because we got a couple other things we want to wrap up this pod. But if you're listening now at the gym, Aaron White, or you're at In and Out and you know you're going to run into some guys at the bar and you want to talk about the Golden State Warriors real quick and sound smart, this is what you have to say. Last preseason game, they played last night. Steph was in midseason form. Last night scored 28 points. He looked great. Our 56th pick of the draft in the second round, Will Richard out of Florida, looks really good. He reminds me of Andre Iguodala. All he does when someone's coming up to shoot, he strips. He does this. He has the strip, but he's really smart. Played 4 years in college, Paul, and I know you love the 4-rounders, okay?
I do. Started out at Belmont.
Look at you. You know everything. Al Horford looks great in preseason. He's spacing the floor. He's setting screens like Kevon Looney, because Kevon Looney's one superpower was what, Paul?
Well, two, setting screens and rebounding.
And looking like Benjamin Button. Okay? We have one issue, Paul. It's the same issue as last year.
They're 100 years old.
We still don't have an off-the-dribble offensive creator with Curry on the bench.
Right.
So basically right now it's just Jimmy Butler and that's it. So Jimmy Butler is going to have to play all those minutes when Steph is not on the floor.
So you don't think Podziemski can do it? He looked good the other night against the Lakers.
Yeah, but he's not the guy. You know what I mean? And then finally,
I'm just talking when Curry's on the bench.
Right, with Curry's on the bench. That's why you kind of want to make that Malik Monk trade.
Right.
Instead, we still have Jonathan Kuminga and JK in preseason, Paul. He's passing the ball, he's cutting, and he's playing defense.
He got ejected last night, too. I like that.
Now it's preseason. Is he a new man or not? That remains to be seen. But in the preseason, he's doing everything we want him to do.
I'm very, you're our NBA expert here. I'm excited about this season. I think they got a lot of fun pieces in place. They're going to do a lot of load management. Something we do at my house, load management.
Yeah, of course. I know.
Yeah.
Dude, but let that hang. Just let that hang. For all our listeners, what Paul does at his house is a lot of load management. And then just think about that. Continue.
Right.
Laundry, of course.
See?
That's what I meant.
Matt,
load
dirty Matt. Thank you, Nick. So my
Did
father.
You say thank you, Nick?
Thank you, Nick. My father-in-law listens to this podcast.
That's a good guy.
So anyway, I'm very excited. They've got a lot of fun pieces to follow. There's going to be a lot of load management, a lot of injuries probably. But do you know what the odds are? This could be our season what do we? So the odds to win, to get the finals, to get to the NBA finals. You know what Vegas currently says it is, Matt?
Yeah. Can I guess right now? Just odd wise. Are you looking at? Are you giving me like a plus minus betting thing?
Plus thing. They're
okay. Plus like what? Plus 700.
Well, if you do the math, if $100 wins you $2,800.
Okay, so they're
so why wouldn't I just put $100 on them in Vegas?
1,000%.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So they're far down the list. They're like 12th or something. But it's OKC, it's Cleveland, and Denver, I think, are the top 3.
Gotcha.
So
hey, did you see that dunk from Jonathan Kuminga against the Lakers last week?
Or off the dribble, not both. Steph can do off both. This game's getting a little. Oh my God! Oh! Throw it down!
Holy shit!
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He looks great.
He's spry, man. He's got one thing he can do is fucking dunk.
Could you ever do something like that? What he just did on that dunk? I don't think so.
That's actually right before I load manage.
For you load manage, folks. Let's get to some baseball talk really quick. Paul, you're my insider.
I'm taking my hat off, man. I'm going to let my hairline.
Yeah, let it breathe. Let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
You're my insider with the San Francisco Giants, even though I work there part time. Yeah. Any new updates
on
the
all-state baseball, USC baseball?
Any updates on the managerial search?
Okay, so people were getting nervous because Nick Hundley lives in San Diego,
right?
And Mike Schilt just quit as the third manager in 6 years to quit in San Diego.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, they're gonna hire Hundley. Hundley's got a daughter who's got some health issues. He wants to stay in San Diego. I'm like, okay, first of all, he fucking works in Texas right now. I know he's a special assistant. Second of all, he doesn't want to fucking play for AJ. He doesn't want to manage for AJ Preller. That guy basically, it's like being the drummer in Spinal Tap, being a manager for AJ Preller. So I think he wants to play or manage under Buster. I just don't know why it's taking so long. Now, there are 8 different teams still looking for a manager. The only one that's landed is Skip Schumacher in Texas.
Yeah.
And he was really the heir apparent there anyway. I still think it's Hundley. I don't know why it's taken so long.
Listen, can I say a couple things about what you just said? I don't know the ins and outs of what you just said, but I do feel like doing the pod with you feels like working for AJ Preller. Okay. Just laugh.
I haven't. He's the general manager of San Diego. Trader AJ. I haven't fired you though, Matt.
No. Okay. Here's what I think. So what it sounds like is you want Nick Hundley.
I do. I definitely want Nick Hundley.
I think Nick Hundley's a really good choice.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of digging.
Yeah.
If it's not Nick, say Nick decides to stay there, the thing with the daughter issues, who's your second choice? Well, who seems to be like the second person in a conversation besides Hundley? They interviewed Brandon
Hale, the guy who was the manager for the Orioles, and the talk is that he would be the bench coach, which he's been before, and the two of those guys would make a great combo, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. Who else do I want? I heard yesterday on another podcast, Guillermo Quiros.
Kai Correa is now the bench coach for the Mets.
What?
Kai Correa took the bench job with the Mets.
Wow, and look, they're talking about Stephen Vogt. They're like everyone thinks they're going to try to poach him from the Guardians, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who do I don't know. Will Clark.
Mark DeRosa is
I know
the
you
name
love Mark
to
DeRosa.
say.
They haven't interviewed him yet.
I know. And hey, listen, I'm not going to ask you your predictions on the NLCS or the ALCS by the time this comes out. It could be almost over, but what I will say to you is let's go Seattle Mariners. All right?
Only team in the majors, who's never been to the World Series ever in their lifetime. I root for that, man.
You know, they were the Seattle Pilots.
Different team. Seattle Pilots became the Milwaukee Brewers.
Right. That's 69. I'm saying when Seattle had a team was in 69. The Mariners came there in 77.
Right.
And
they started the same year as the Blue Jays.
Right. Seattle Pilots was a great name, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good name.
So can I do my pet peeve now? Can I jump ahead? Because it's a baseball pet peeve, so it's on message.
Hey, you know what we're going to jump to do next? Let's go pet peeves, pet pleasures.
Okay.
Paul, you got any pet peeves or pet pleasures?
I do, as a matter of fact, Matt. Thank you for asking. Okay. So, you may seen this one coming. The fucking Dodgers they basically ruined baseball for me. I used to love baseball. I know a lot about baseball. Anyone who listens to this podcast knows that. I don't take the same joy from baseball that I once did. I was trying to figure out why that is. Maybe I got old, maybe whatever it is. Maybe because the Giants finally won the World Series and they've sucked for the last year. It's because of the fucking Dodgers. The Dodgers have won 13 of the last 15 NLS titles. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal this week that said that the future of baseball is at stake. The Brewers are the smallest market in Major League, one of the smallest payrolls. The fucking Dodgers, every year, they ruin my October. They are the Halloween nightmare that refuses to end. I'm fucking so sick of it. I'm not even watching the playoffs. And then fucking Blake Snell, rat-faced fucking Blake Snell comes and basically pitches almost a complete game, should have been. And then he thanks Logan Webb for the fact that he now pitches deep into games. He's like, keep it in the zone. I'll keep it in your fucking zone, dickhead. Anyway, I fucking hate the Dodgers. They are the Death Star, they are the evil empire, and they're ruining baseball.
Let him cook.
You know what? That was the definition of what did you just say there, Nick?
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let the motherfucker cook. Do you feel good? Where was that emotion when we did Mary Fuck Kill? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. That was great.
Don't fuck with my baseball, Matt.
I can't. That's a tough thing to live up to because I have a pet peeve.
Okay. Yeah, of course you do.
I don't know if it's a pet peeve or a pet pleasure, but what I'm going to say now, I want your insight. As a guru that I've gone to about things dealing with dating in the world,
okay.
I want to know your take, and Nick, you can have your take too on this one. Jake Moody. I don't know if he's my pet peeve or my pet pleasure. Jake Moody signed with the Chicago Bears practice squad. He came out on Monday night for the Bears. He went 4 for 5 on field goals attempts. He hit his first 3. He got one blocked by Javon Kinlaw, which was like some weird alternate 49er universe. But you know when like you break up with somebody and you want the best for them? You know what I mean? Like I just hope they're happy. Okay. I don't feel like I was dating Jake Moody though. I never had a real connection with the guy. The guy let me down a lot. All right. But to see him kick that field goal and then get lifted in the air by his teammates, part of me was like, fuck that guy. I kind of wanted him to miss the kick because I didn't want someone else to feel the joy of what being with Jake could be like. Do you get where I'm going with here? It's like I don't know how to feel about Jake Moody having success in Chicago. Part of me is like, you're a bitch and you're gonna fuck up another person's fandom because of that. Or should I be happy for the person?
Or you're saying, why not me? What is wrong with me that you couldn't be like that with me?
No, I'm actually not doing that.
You're not doing that.
I'm not doing that. I know where you're going there. I don't need closure with Jake.
Okay.
I don't need the closure. But
it was a game winner it was like windy, raining. It was a tough.
Do you want Jake just to be happy, or are you like, screw you, you're going to break another person's heart?
I'm always rooting for kickers to become the guy in Ace Ventura. The laces out, the Scott Norwood type. I was rooting for a full-on meltdown.
If he had held the ball laces out like you're supposed to, Ray would never have missed that kick. Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
You were rooting for the meltdown. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Okay, so you're kind of like, I want to see Jake Moody crash and implode.
I mean, nothing against the guy.
Nothing against the guy, but for your own personal fun and entertainment, it's more fun to see him. And by the way, his post-game interview, what a mousy little fuck. He wore his helmet, didn't even take his helmet off. And they asked him, like, how do you feel? He's like, I feel pretty good. Yeah. I'm like, this guy's a bitch.
Maybe it's all Kyle. Maybe it's all our bad special teams. Although Eddie Dinero is amazing.
Oh, he's a fucking great guy. I'm going to ask him for Halloween. I'll offer you a recommendation. Okay. Let's get real fast. Let's get through the end of this pod here.
That long.
Matt's random topics. I just want to get your reaction, Paul, to a couple of things I read about in the trades.
Yeah.
They're making a Spaceballs 2. They got a green light.
I saw that.
Everyone's coming back. This is the greatest part of it. Everyone who's alive is coming back.
John Candy, sadly.
Without John, but...
They could AI him now.
Listen, Mel Brooks is coming back
for it.
He
was still alive.
Rick Moranis is coming back.
Rick Moranis hasn't acted in like 20 years.
And what about the guy that played Solo?
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman's coming. Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
He's coming back. Yeah. All right. How do you feel about Spaceballs 2?
It was not my favorite the first time around, but I feel good about it. Everything's coming back, Matt. Everything.
I feel good about Space. I'll see Spaceballs 2 before I'll see Naked Gun 47 and a half.
Do you know Days of Thunder 2 is happening? I know a guy is pitching on that right now, Days of Thunder too.
Okay,
everything's coming back.
Okay,
man.
well, speaking of that, this is what I'm real excited.
Anyway, I just love that Mel Brooks is alive and working. Anything Mel Brooks wants to do, do it again.
This is what I'm most excited about. They got a green light last week. MGM Amazon, speaking of MGM Amazon,
Voltron.
Heat 2, Reheat. They're bringing back Heat 2. Heat 2. I cannot wait for this. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I know I sound like Bill Simmons on The Ringer, but I love this fucking movie. Cut to the clip.
Well, you know, for me, the action is the juice. I'm in.
Heat 2, it's based off the sequel, the book. The book came out about 6 years ago.
Are both guys going to be in it?
Well, the book is a prequel and a sequel. So it takes place before the movie and after the movie. Austin Butler, Leo, Bradley Cooper, they're all circling the fucking movie. But I cannot wait for Heat 2. It's going to be unbelievable. Exciting. And then finally, this is what I want. The new Bond film with Denis Villeneuve as the director. A couple of things have leaked. They think they're going to do the film following James Bond's early career before he became an agent when he was a naval officer. Basically saying they're going young, real young with the Bond.
I don't like this.
You don't like that. I knew. What's your reaction to this?
You saw this whole controversy that Amazon whitewashed all of the Bond movie posters, got rid of all the Bond girls, and got rid of him holding a gun.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently their excuse was if you have an algorithm if you have something with a gun in it, the algorithm will spit it out, won't recognize it.
Yeah, we could run into that problem with our things.
We could.
Yeah.
Because of guns, because it's time for the gun show.
Sometimes we'll do a caption. I'll do a caption on a pod or on a reel, and it'll get 0 views. It gets shadow banned because I said margaritas in it or something. It's weird.
You had a Mac Jones one last time that got banned on TikTok. Anyway, I think it's a terrible idea. But I think a lot of things are terrible ideas, and most people don't listen to me. So
I think they should go James Bond old as fuck.
Well, those are the Roger Moore. If you want that, go watch the Roger Moore. Go watch A View to a Kill. It's in San Francisco. It's got Christopher Walken, Grace Jones, Tanya Roberts. Go watch that if you want to see an old Bond.
Best things real quick. I know we already talked Task. I already talked about The Lowdown. I did see the Charlie Sheen doc on Netflix last week.
I hear that's very worth watching.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great. So check that out. And on the plane, I pulled a Paul.
Okay.
I watched a movie called Sorry Baby. It's from a writer, director, actress Eva Victor. This movie, very small film, won the Waldo Salt Award at Sundance
for best screenplay.
Yeah, best screenplay. It was delightful. Sorry, Baby. I know you can rent it now. It's just started to stream. So if you want a quiet night and just fucking sink into something, Sorry, Baby might be for you. Any shout outs before we go, Paul?
Well, one thing I just wanted everyone to think about. So Diane Keaton, we lost this week, great actress. Yeah. She had kind of the most unbelievable troika of dudes ever. She dated Woody Allen.
Yep.
Think about this. Woody Allen, Al Pacino, and Warren Beatty. Those are the three weirdest collection of guys. Can you imagine Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman, and then weird Woody Allen, and then I don't know. It's weird. I can only imagine what that did to her mentally.
I get where you're going with the. By the way, we're big fans of Diane Keaton. Did you know what I found out? She actually, for her iconic wardrobe in Annie Hall,
she wore her own clothes.
She picked her own wardrobe. Yeah. That's a crazy troika.
Yeah.
But it would have been crazier if it was a quad, and that fourth guy was
Christopher Lloyd or something.
No, like Eric Estrada or John Amos.
That might be there. Nobody's talking about John Amos.
James Earl Jones. If you throw James Earl Jones in as one of her four loves of her life, then that would have been fucking wild.
I had no idea where we were going on this.
And on that note, I have one shout out.
Yeah.
I didn't thank Quinn Moran with Rap Book for letting me in his suite for the Rams 49ers a couple of weeks ago. Thank you to Rap Book and Quinn Moran for that. And shout out to D'Angelo died yesterday at 51.
Yeah.
For all you R&B heads like myself who are trying to mac on chicks back in the 90s.
Should we thank our new publicist friend who introduced us to Peter as well, Laura? Thank you.
Thank you to Laura as well. Laura, our publicist Laura publicist. Thank you as well. Folks, that is the Beat LA podcast. We will be back in a couple of weeks with somebody new. And until then, Paul,
Beat LA. Fuck you, Dodgers. Lose to the Mariners in the World Series.
There we go.